So, right now, hopefully you're just following the torch. Hey there, how are you? My name is Dr. Joe, and thank you so much for coming on down to our clinic this evening. So, how can I help you? Okay. And how long has this been going for? Okay. Okay, well, this doesn't sound like anything that is too out of reach. I think it's something that it's good you came here, but I think that I'll be really good at taking care of you this evening. So, what I think would be best is if we put you in the system, okay? Because you've never been here before, and that just involves me asking you some basic questions, and then after that we can perform a little bit of an exam, if you will, and then I'll be able to conclusively diagnose what I think is the problem. Alright, so we will just get straight into the basic and personal information check, and then after that we'll get into our examination. So, I know some of these questions are gonna sound a bit over the top, but if you could answer them, that would make my life a lot easier. Okay, so we're first of all just gonna start with some very basic questions, things that are gonna be very easy to answer, okay? So the first question, your full name and your date of birth. Could you just spell your middle name for me? Thanks. And your date of birth. Okay, so our next question. How often per week are you exercising? Okay. And are you currently smoking? Now, how often per week do you go out with friends or by yourself to drink? Okay. And could I just quickly go ahead and grab your address? Thanks. And now just your phone number. Is that with a 4? Okay. Excellent. Next question I'm going to ask, do you will eat animal products or not? Okay. Also, are you at all active sexually? Okay. Okay. Interesting. Okay. And finally, just the last question. Do you have an email address that I can send this information to? Yep. Okay. Could you just spell that for me? Okay, sure. Alright, and that's it. All done. Thank you so much for being so cooperative. It makes my job a lot easier. Okay, so now with the general information out of the way, now that you're in our system, we won't ever have to do a process like that again. So it's just really good to get that out of the way. Okay, so now that that's all done, we can get into the actual examination. I'm just going to be testing out some things, and I would love for you to respond. So we're going to be testing your sense of sight, sense of touch, as well as your sense of hearing. Okay, and I think that these are all linked towards your condition, and I think that your condition could perhaps be affecting one of these areas of sense. So if you could just cooperate with that, that'd be fantastic, and you've already been doing such a fantastic job. So again, I really want to thank you for that. But without further ado, let's just get right into the examination, if you will. Okay. Okay, so what I'm just going to be first of all testing is on a scale of 1 to 10. Okay, so what I'm just going to be doing is doing some poking in certain areas, and I would love for you to just tell me on a scale of 1 to 10 how uncomfortable is it. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and poke right about there. Could you tell me on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being not very uncomfortable at all, perfectly fine, 10 being extremely discomforting? Okay. Okay, so this is just testing your sense of touch at the moment. Okay, so we're just now going to touch, right? There. Could you tell me on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being perfectly fine, 10 being extremely discomforting, where? Okay. Thanks. Okay, we're just gonna keep going. We're gonna try right there. Okay, scale of 1 to 10. 1 being perfectly fine, 10 being discomforting. Okay. Okay, a few more times before we can move on to our next test. Okay, so we're just gonna try right there. Could you let me know on a scale of 1 to 10? Okay. Okay, so thank you so much for that. This next test I'm just gonna quickly do before we do the test of sight is just going to be doing a bit more acute contact with your skin, because I just really want to make sure that I have a full diagnosis of this part before we go to the next. So give me a second here. So all I'm just going to be doing is poking around with my utensils, if you will, and just sit there. Let me know if anything's painful or you want to take a quick break. Okay? Sure. With this next test, basically all I have is a torch. How the torch functions is if I rotate the side. Okay, so this is the sight test. So for the sight test, you'll notice all I have is a torch. And how the torch functions is it's specifically made for these kinds of examinations. So how it works is if I rotate the side, a light will begin to emit. Now, all you have to do is to continuously track the light as it moves across your sense, or your line of vision, rather. So, this is going to be a test of just seeing if your eyes can follow the torch. This is a very basic test, something which I'm sure you'll blitz. It shouldn't be anything too challenging. This is just to see whether or not your condition could be kind of related to sight, and if one or the other is affecting it. This is just something I have to see. Okay, alright. So, torch is going to start up here. Okay, and all I just need for you to do is follow the torch. Okay, you ready? Let's begin. Okay, so right now, hopefully you're just following the torch. Just gonna go. Just trace the torch with your eyes. Now we're gonna go down this way. Just please continue following that torch. Okay. Now we're gonna go to the right now here. Hopefully you're still following that torch. Okay. Okay. And now we're gonna go up back here. And we are back to where we started. Okay. Thank you. That was really good. Let's try that again, okay? But this time we're gonna go the opposite direction. Okay? So just please continue following the torch as it passes through your line of vision. Okay. So just please continue to follow that. Okay. Okay. Alright, so now we are going to try something different. Instead of going in a very simple pattern, I just would now like you to just follow the torch wherever it goes, okay? So just continue to follow it. You're doing a great job. Okay. Go up like this. Please just continue to follow that torch. I know it might be a little bright, but it's all part of the situation that we have right here. Okay. You're doing a fantastic job. Okie-dokie. Alright. I'm gonna try that once more. Just continue to follow that torch. Okay, you're doing a great job. Gonna go up here now. And to the side. Just please continue to follow that. Okay, and last one. And done. Okay. Thank you so much for that. I know it could be a bit difficult to continuously follow that light as it's very bright, but you passed with flying colors, so far it's looking quite good. Okay, so before we get into our final test for this examination, I just want to ask, make sure you're doing okay. Is there anything I can help you with? You need water? Do you want to go to the bathroom before we finish off the test? Okay, that's fine. If you, again, need any break, please don't hesitate to let me know. Okay? Alright. So, our final test for this evening will be a test of hearing. So, all I need for you to do is to just listen for the next few minutes. You've been doing a great job, so hopefully you can just do it for a little bit longer. So, for this final test, I will be using this piece of technology. Okay, so this technology is essentially a prototype that we are testing out here at our clinic. It's been approved by the government for testing, and it's working wonders, I'll be honest. So what this technology is it, when opened, it's a box, and when it's opened, it will emit a sound. Okay? Now all you have to do is to identify the sound, and I will tell you what different sounds it could be. Okay, so you'll have about 5 to 10 seconds to identify what the sound is, and then we'll move on to the next sound. Okay? Okay, so please get ready, and I would like for you to identify which of the following sounds will be either the sounds of scissors, the sounds of a jar being tapped, or the sounds of the mouth? Which one of these sounds? Okay, so which sound was in the box? Correct. Okay, so let's try this again. Okay, this time you're going to have 3 more sounds. So which of the following sounds are, again, a mouth sound? Which sound is the sound of a brush? And then which sound is the sound of hands? Okay? Correct. That was good. Alright, so just do a few more of these and then we can finish it off. So, next up, which of the following sounds are, first of all, mouth sounds, second of all, tapping on a small little bird's pillow, and the third, which one of these sounds are, again, scissors? Okay? So, tapping on a little bird's pillow, mouth sounds, and the sounds of scissors. Correct. Okay, so for the final test, okay, which one of the following sounds are liquid sounds? Okay, so liquid sounds. Is it either liquid sounds, mouth sounds, or is it the sound of scissors? Once more, we'll do scissors. Correct. Okay, so next, which of the following sounds are the sound of the ocean? So for this next test, please could you identify which sound you are about to hear? Is it either the sound of Mr. Puffy, the squishy fish, the sound of the ocean, or the sound of a jar with water in it? Okay. Correct. It was Mr. Puffy. Correct. It was indeed Mr. Puffy. So, that's going to conclude our test. It seems to me that all your senses are perfectly fine. So, it would lead for me to believe that because you passed all your tests with flying colors, that your condition is really nothing too serious whatsoever. This is actually really good because I thought that your condition might be linked to a hindrance in one of your senses, but we've just tested several and it all seems to be perfectly fine. So this would possibly lead me to believe that this should be fine within the next few days, and you actually won't be needing any sort of medication, which is really good. You seem to be in perfectly fine shape. I think it's just something, like I said, you really should just take a lot of rest. I think that this is something that, in order for it to be cured, quickly, if you can just spend the next few days really getting a lot of rest. Rest is the most important thing, and it's paramount that you are getting a lot of sleep, a lot of relaxation, just to allow the body to process and metabolize whatever this is faster. Also, make sure you're just eating the correct foods. Try to stick away from processed foods just for the next few days. Yeah, and it will make it much faster for your condition to resolve. But it seems to be perfectly fine. You seem to be in perfectly fine shape, and I'm sure that everything is gonna be a-okay. Just also really want to thank you for being so cooperative, so easy to work with throughout all of this. It means the whole wide world to me. So if you have any other questions, please do let me know. I'm going to be sending you some of that billing information to that address you provided us. Like I said, you don't really need any antibiotics, any medication, but in the next few days, if this continues to persist, please don't hesitate, let me know, and we can do some more tests and actually prescribe you some medication. I just believe that right now, it's best for us to avoid that, because you are going to be perfectly fine just by taking good care of yourself, getting a lot of sleep, and being well rested. Okay, so are there any other questions you might have? Okay, well, please, if you have any questions, do not hesitate to email me. I'll be giving you my email and my contact details. But again, thanks so much for coming on down. It's really great to be able to meet you. And until next time, I can't wait to see you. But stay well rested, get a lot of sleep, and I look forward to seeing you soon.